The cold did not whisper, it bit hard and deep. Soldiers in World War II knew this feeling too well. Snow fell like silent dust, wind cut through skin, and nights felt endless. Blankets helped, thick wool coats helped too, but sometimes they were not enough. Men froze even while standing still, even while breathing. The cold did not care if you were strong or brave, it only cared that you were there. Now here is the strange part, in the middle of this freezing war, something small changed everything. It was not a new coat, not a heavy blanket, not even a fire. It was something simple, hidden inside a jacket. Many soldiers did not trust it at first, but soon they would never want to go without it. And once you hear what it was, you might never look at winter the same way again. War is not just about guns and tanks. It is also about staying alive when nature turns against you. On the Eastern Front and in the cold mountains of Europe, soldiers faced more than the enemy. They faced ice, wind, and freezing nights that could take a life without a sound. Wool jackets were thick, yes, but they had a weakness. When wet wool lost heat, snow melted, rain soaked in, and suddenly that warm coat became a cold trap. Blankets had the same problem, heavy, slow to dry, and hard to carry. Leaders knew this was a serious problem. A soldier who is cold cannot fight well. A soldier who freezes cannot fight at all, so they needed something better, something lighter, something smarter, and that is when a quiet idea began to grow. The answer did not come from a weapon factory, it came from a simple question. What if you could trap heat instead of just blocking cold? Instead of piling on thick layers, what if you could hold warmth close to the body, like a shield you could not see? This idea led to the creation of a special jacket insert. It was not heavy like wool. It was light, soft, and easy to wear under a coat. At first glance, it looked almost too simple to work. But inside, it was designed to trap air, and air, when held still, becomes a powerful layer of warmth. This insert did something wool could not do well. It kept heat close, even when wet. It dried faster, and it stayed light. Soon, soldiers who wore it noticed something strange. They were warmer, even in the same cold, when new gear arrives in war. Soldiers are often unsure. They trust what they know, not what they are given. Many looked at this insert and thought it would not help much. Some laughed at it, others ignored it. But then came the cold nights. The men who tried it first began to feel the difference. While others shivered, they stayed steady. While others wrapped in extra layers, they moved more freely. Word spread fast. In war, anything that keeps you alive becomes important very quickly. Soon, more soldiers asked for it, then more. What started as a small idea became something every man wanted inside his jacket, because once you felt that warmth, there was no going back. So why did this simple insert work so well? The secret was not magic, it was design. Wool keeps you warm by holding heat, but it also holds water. When it gets wet, it becomes heavy and cold. The jacket insert worked differently. It used layers that trapped air, and air does not steal heat when it is still. Even when damp, the insert kept working. It dried faster, stayed lighter, and kept heat closer to the body. It also helped soldiers move better. No bulky weight, no stiff fabric, just warmth that stayed with you. In freezing conditions, small changes matter, and this change gave soldiers an edge, not just against the cold, but in survival itself. No medals were given to this jacket insert. No speeches were made about it, yet it saved lives. Frostbite was a real danger. Fingers, toes, even faces could freeze in hours, but with better warmth. The risk dropped, soldiers could stay in position longer. They could think clearly, react faster, and endure the harsh nights. It also meant fewer sick men. Cold weakens the body, and a weak body falls to illness easily. Keeping warm was not just comfort, it was survival. In many ways, this small insert did what large equipment could not. It protected quietly, without noise, without attention. And sometimes the quiet things matter the most. This idea did not belong to just one side. Different armies began to explore similar designs. Each one looked for ways to improve warmth without adding weight. Some used padded liners, others used new materials that held air better. Over time, the idea spread and evolved. War pushes innovation fast. When lives depend on it, change happens quickly. What started as a simple insert became part of a bigger shift in how soldiers dressed for cold weather. The lesson was clear. Warmth is not just about thickness. It is about how you use what you wear. After the war ended, this idea did not disappear. It moved into everyday life. Modern jackets today use the same thinking, light layers, trapped air, better insulation. From hiking gear to winter coats, the influence is everywhere. That jacket insert from World War II helped shape what we wear today. Every time you zip up a warm, light jacket, you are seeing the result of that idea. It is strange to think that something born in war now keeps people warm in peace. But that is how history works. It leaves marks in ways we do not always notice. When people think of World War II, they think of battles, leaders, and machines. They rarely think about clothing. But what soldiers wore mattered just as much as what they carried. Staying warm meant staying alive, and staying alive meant continuing the fight. This jacket insert is one of those hidden stories. Small, quiet, easy to miss, but powerful in its impact. It reminds us that not all important things are loud or big. Sometimes the smallest changes make the biggest difference. And sometimes survival depends on something as simple as what you wear under your coat. So next time you feel cold and reach for a blanket, think about this. There was a time when men stood in freezing winds, far from home, with nothing but layers and hope, and in that moment a simple jacket insert gave them warmth that wool could not. It did not look like much. It did not feel like much at first, but it worked. And that made all the difference. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to True Historia. Tell us in the comments what you think about this hidden piece of history and what you want to see next on the channel, because sometimes the smallest stories are the ones worth telling the most.